It's spring, and some of you might be thinking, I would really like to plant some plants, but I don't have any outdoor space to dedicate to growing herbs or flowers or vegetables. And maybe you're thinking, oh, how about a container garden? I have room for that. I could put a pot by my house or on my balcony or whatever. And you're like, oh, what sort of plants are going to do well in a pot? How do I choose the type of pot, the size of pot? What kind of soil do I use? What's involved in container gardening? A friend of mine approached me with some similar questions yesterday, and I thought, I'm going to make an answer. I'm going to talk some container gardening to hopefully get things started. So, it is a wonderful idea to container garden. There are virtually no limits. You can be as creative with your container as you like and what you have at hand and what you can afford. There are a few things that are essential for successful container gardening. One is be sure whatever size container you're using, it's got drainage holes in the bottom. The water needs to be able to flow through the soil so that the plant can draw in the moisture, but it also needs to be able to escape so that it doesn't rot the roots. Now, often when people have containers in their house, they put a catch basin underneath of it, and that's excellent. You don't want your floor or your shelf to be damaged by water running through this plant. However, if you do have a container underneath of it, you need to take, after you're done watering the plant and the water is drained through, you need to move the plant and dispose of the water. Because if this container is sitting in a basin with water in it, that's going to have the same effect on rotting the roots and them being too wet. So you've got a container with holes in the bottom. Now this is about a 5-inch container. This would be good for a very small plant that is going to get regular, probably daily attention, because this size plant in a sunny spot outside is going to dry out pretty quickly and will need watered probably at least once a day unless it's getting rained on. So this is a lovely pot for a small plant like a viola that you're going to attend, and you're going to see it and water it and feed it regularly because it only holds a small amount of soil, so it is also going to use up the nutrients that are in the soil, and the roots don't have anywhere else to extend out and get more nutrients, so you're going to need to periodically feed it. Another video I will talk about various types of plant foods. This is not the one. We're going to talk about containers. So this is a small plastic container that you could use. It's also a good in-between. Like you got a plant in a little container and it's just needing too much attention right now, but it's not quite warm enough to put it outside yet. So you might pot it up in something like this, let it get a little bigger, and then transplant it outside. Here's a slightly bigger one. This is about a 6-inch container, plastic, drainage holes in the bottom. So it would work, similar situation. Small plant, temporary home. But as you can see, it will hold a bit more soil than the first one. So this is a terracotta or clay or ceramic pot. And it's also what's called a strawberry pot because it has holes in the top and in the side. Yes, it is good for growing strawberries in. Again, it's small. You're going to want to attend to it. But a pot is nice for strawberries if you're worried birds or animals are going to get them and you want to be able to protect those strawberries and then harvest them. So this would hold 1, 2, 3 strawberry plants on the side and then maybe 2 in the top. And because it's terracotta, the terracotta itself absorbs moisture from the soil. So pay attention to the soil and make sure that you're watering it regularly because the terracotta will add to that drying effect. So say you want something that you're like, I don't want to have to water it 2 times a day. I want it to be able to grow and thrive and have adequate room for roots. So something like these plastic containers, and they come in this size, a little larger. They come in ceramic and a lot of beautiful glazes. I don't have any of those on hand to show you, but later when I'm back inside, I can show you some of those. I have houseplants in those. Same size. These are nice, large containers. This one's brown and therefore hard to see, so I'll hold this one up. They do have holes in the bottom, And these have been in storage in the shed all winter. They haven't been cleaned up for spring yet. The plants don't mind if they're dirty, but if you mind, because you want them to be showy, then just give the outside of the pot a wipe down. So this is a great size to put, say, one plant that's going to get relatively large, like a potted hibiscus, for example. This is a good size pot for that. And putting a hibiscus in a pot is a great idea because then before the first fall frost, you can bring the entire container in your house and overwinter your hibiscus in a sunny spot, and the next spring take it back outside. Excellent for plants that you want to try and overwinter. This is also a great size for a 1, 2, 3, or 4 basil plants or Tulsi basil plants. Now keep in mind, you look at a plant start and you're like, oh, that's tiny, I could put a lot of them in there. Yes, but plants are like puppies. They're gonna grow. Even though they start small, they're eventually gonna need a lot of room for their roots and their leaves to spread out and their branches. So don't plant according to the size of the seedling. Plant according to the size of the mature plant. With a basil or a Thai basil or a Tulsi basil, which is holy basil, anyway, with a basil type plant, you could put a few in here instead of just one, because you're going to be harvesting them regularly and you want to keep them slightly controlled, because once they go to seed, there's less flavor in the leaf because it's sending its energy to producing the seed. So great for 3 or 4 basil plants, great for a bunch of cilantro or parsley plants. This is a really great size for 3 or 4 plants, culinary herbs, or plants that are going to get about a foot tall. We'll put 3 or so of them in here. So now, you know the plant's going to go in here, but obviously not right now. Just sit way down in the bottom. It's like, why am I in this big pot? No. So you can do a couple of things to help support drainage. In the bottom of the pot, actually this video is getting long. I'm going to do another video where I talk about filling up the pot. So to summarize what we talked about in this first container gardening chat, containers come in a variety of styles: terracotta, plastic, ceramic, there's even wood structures with linings. You have your choice. They come in a variety of sizes. The smaller the container, the more attention it's going to need from you, making sure that plant doesn't dry out or run out of nutrients. And also, there's one more I have here that I did want to show you. It's known as a window box. It's heavier because I do have soil and plants in there. It tends to be narrow and long, if you could imagine it sitting in front of a window, hence window box. These are great. I've got nasturtiums in mine. They're great for calendula, geraniums, flowers. You could do an herb blend in here. I've got 1 basil plant, I've got 1 cilantro plant, I've got 1 parsley plant, and all 3 of them are doing lovely together. Something like that. So choose your container based on the area that you have to put it, the style that you like. Plastic ones will dry out more slowly than terracotta because the terracotta absorbs the water. Glazed ceramic will dry out more slowly than terracotta. So dries out fastest, and then plastic and glazed hold the moisture in longer. So I hope you're thinking, oh, I can do a container gardening. I can have a personal relationship with the plant that I walk past every day on the way to my house. I can put it in a shady spot if it's a plant that loves shade. I can put it in a sunny spot if it's a plant that loves sun.